Hope you guys are still with me after that commercial break. But the first book that I would like to show to you, the title of it is Now Discover Your Strengths. You have now, comma, discover your strengths. The revolutionary Gallup program that shows you how to develop your unique talents and strengths. Learn your strengths with the updated Clifton Strengths Assessment. Okay. All right. So I started reading this book yesterday. Have you ever went to a job interview and they say, "Well, tell us what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses?" And I can tell you, I've not put much thought into knowing what my strengths and what my weaknesses are, but I can tell you that one of my strengths is organization. I can look at a system, I can look at a workflow, and I can figure out how to make the whole system be more organized. I can figure out how to communicate so that everybody stays on one accord. I think one of my weaknesses is just in the fact of maybe feeling included with people. Um, or when communication breaks down, it's not going back and forward. I guess to rebuild that communication. So I am learning from this book that was written by Don Clifton that we really need to maximize on our strengths. A lot of organizations say, okay, what is your weakness? They identify the weakness and then they develop a development plan. They have professional learning around the area of weakness. And there is some growth in the area of weakness. However, what this research is showing is that the area of weakness has a small percentile of growth compared to when we work in our area of strength. The area of growth is exponential. Who would have known? So you think, I can tell you one of my strengths is I've always had it since a little girl, back when I was, I guess, at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School, when I was at Appleton Middle School here in Macon. Whenever it was time to do like a speech before the class, other people would laugh and they would be nervous and they just couldn't do it. But as a student, I was always very quiet. I've always been a person who has a lot of internal dialogue. I think I'm an empath. I feel things. I can sense things going on. I can sense things in a room, or if I can go in a place, I can sense like my brother's looking for a house. I went to the house and I immediately just started feeling the people who were originally there. And that's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing when you're working on a job with 70, 80, 100 people. And when you're feeling all this mixture of emotions around you, it can significantly affect how you work. One of the things that I try to do is to always keep sage with me, to sage myself, to sage my environment. I try to keep playing in the background. I'll put on a Cindy Trim prayer and just let it, just let her be praying in the environment very, very quietly. My first 3 years of teaching, I met my mentor, Miss Jackson, and she would always come and pray with me during my planning period. We would be just praying for peace, and I think those type of things help me. But I'm learning to, public speaking has always been my area of strength. So as a kid, when the teacher said come up, I would get up and I would deliver my speech. I would enjoy it. Then I would sit back down. So that's always, to get up before a crowd and speak has always been easy, and it's always been simplistic to me. However, on the flip side, I get nervous if we're going out to dinner and it's just me and you and I have to talk, or if it's a group of people, or if I'm going to a party. Most of the times, like if I go somewhere, I'm always nervous about what am I going to wear. Um, and for some reason, where I am in the world geographically, I never go anywhere because I don't think I ever hear about anything until like the day of. And then I said, oh, I wish I had known, I would have went. And so um, I guess I'm a shy person in those regards. But if you ask me to get on the stage at the Augusta Convention Center, I can get up there, I can speak, I can deliver. If you ask me to just to say something, I can do that. But it's more nervous to me to just go out to eat dinner with a group of people that I don't know. And so I'm working on that. And so what I have been encouraged to do from this book is to work in your area of strength. Um, so Don Clifton, as a student, he went into the library of his university and he literally searched. He said, well, hey, he was a student of psychology. He said, all of these books are about things that are wrong with people. And as I work in that area, and I'm always looking for, is it this, is it that, especially in my work with little people. I'm always looking to say, is it expressive? Is it an expressive language disorder? Is it something that's receptive? I'm trying to figure out what's going on so that I can provide the help with it. Um, One of the things that I kind of been looking into just the last few days, do the kids need glasses? Just trying to figure that out. So you're looking at what's wrong with this situation. And so Don went into his the library of his college, and he started looking for books on what's right with people. Okay, and so not looking at pathologies. A lot of times when we look at the brain, not looking at things that are wrong, but looking at things that are right, things that are functional, things that are operating at an optimal level. And so, really, really, really have enjoyed the book so far. I've read about 40 pages. No, I've read about 5 pages, and the cost of the book is $40. And so I said, Keshia, you gonna spend $40 on this book? And I said, well, it's an investment into me. And I don't know how many people have ever went to a counselor or a therapist. When you get there, your price is like $100. And that person talks to you for a certain amount of time. Then you have to try to take notes, and it's over with. So I said, well, you know what? This is an investment in me, myself, something that I can work on independent of just having to go to a therapist or a counselor, especially during the time of the pandemic. And as a helper myself, how many people know that helpers need help? Every pastor needs a pastor. Every counselor needs probably a therapist. You probably need a therapist, life coach, something of that nature. Every mama needs a mom. Every prophet they probably need a school of other prophets to help them. And so this book has been very beneficial to me in the 5 pages. And so it says that he's the father of strength psychology. So far, I have not did any highlighting in the book because I'm still debating if I really am going to kind of keep it, but I know it's an investment. So now discover your strengths. At the back of the book, they have your unique access code to take the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And so I can open up this packet, but I know once I open it, I can't return it. This has access to a computer strengths assessment. And how many people have been at work and they say, oh, we got to do this strengths assessment before some training, and we need everybody to do it before 3:40, and it's 2 o'clock, and you just kind of go and you click very quickly, or or you've been at work and you had to do it very quickly. One of the things that I would like to do is to take my time reading this book and then do the strengths assessment, because I think this would be very beneficial to me. One of my friends, very intelligent lady, very intelligent. She says that her strengths are analytical, that she really is able to focus on numbers, really able to focus on the strength of the outcome. And I shared this with her. Her thought of it was that as a leader, and of course, that we study the leader in me. Her thoughts were that as a leader, you need to find people to complement your areas of weakness. So, in the area where you may have a weakness, yes, you can develop that area, but it's best to bring someone on who that area is an area of strength. In order for this to work truly in an organization or in a relationship, it requires just some honesty. And we have to realize everybody didn't have to do everything. Some people can do this, some people can do that, but we need to put people in the area of their strength. Also, one of the statistics I remember from the book is that only 37% of people feel that they are working in the area of their strength. And I thought that was very significant, because when you look at employment, that means that you have a whole group. You have 73% of the other people who they're just working, but it's not in their area of strength. So what are your strengths? What are your strengths? Take some time to look into that and see what your strengths are. Now, as a member of a church, I wish that as a result of the pandemic, I wish that we would do things just a little differently. I wish that we would do that we would be a strengths-based organization to look at the areas where we are strong, because a lot of the times we focus all of our energy on the areas that are weak, and there's just only a small potential of growth. And so I'm excited about this book. So now go and discover your strengths and work toward them. Okay? So this is the first book that I picked up from Barnes and Noble.